The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, we talk fires burning in our area. One in Moxie led to level 3 evacuations. An evacuation center is open at the Union Gap School. We'll get you up to speed on that fire and which homes are threatened. Plus, the Dyke fire is now fully contained after dozens of firefighters worked to create lines around it. Officials do say to expect it to burn for a couple of days, adding that the cause is under investigation. We'll fill you in on that. And we recap the Independence Day celebrations. The Grand Ole 4th of July parade in Pasco saw hundreds participating and watching. And in Benton City, a community celebration featured a flag raising and breakfast. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, I remember us discussing last year how, after the 4th of July, especially the day after, there's going to be some of that level of smoke and stuff still in the air. Are we seeing that this year?
We are, and I'll dive deeper into that later in the newscast, but we are seeing moderate air quality around the vast majority of the forecast area this morning. Nothing as bad as on the west side, where we are seeing unhealthy to even hazardous air quality for our friends west of the Cascades. But yes, we are seeing some degradation in air quality this morning, always expected after the 4th of July. On average, the 4th of July, or I should say July 5th, the day after the 4th of July, is one of the worst air quality days in the United States. But as we are waking up this morning, we are waking up to a beautiful sunrise in Yakima. You might be able to make out some of those yellows in the sky there. A beautiful start to this July 5th. It's 55 degrees. Fives going wild this morning. Winds west at 5 miles an hour. July 5th, 55 degrees. Lots of fives on the board. Here's a look at your weather headlines today. Triple-digit high heat will be returning on this Friday. Many of us seeing our first 100s of the year. Sizzling 100s will continue throughout the duration of the weekend. And as we go into next week, we're going to see even hotter temperatures as highs will be nearing 110 degrees. I'll continue to break down your forecast, and we will continue to discuss how long this heat wave will stick around. That's all coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning with breaking news. Firefighters are currently on scene of a wildfire in Moxie, which broke out at about 11 last night. It broke out on Alps Trailer Park and Thorpe Road. The 1600 block of Thorpe Road is under level 3 evacuations, which means go now. The evacuation boundary is Thorpe Road and to Birchfield Road. Birchfield Road that crosses over to Rattlesnake Ridge and to Yakima Valley Highway. Yakima Valley Highway and I-82 to Thorpe Road, and from Thorpe Road back to Birchfield Road. Now, Yakima Scan reports that the fire is under transmission lines, adding that the blaze is threatening homes. The American Red Cross, Yakima Valley Emergency Management, and the Union Gap School District opened an evacuation center at the Union Gap School on 3201 South 4th Street. And a residential fire broke out last night in Franklin County. Firefighters were on scene of that blaze that sparked on the 4100 block of Melody Lane just before 1 a.m. According to scanner traffic, it was under control by 2 adults and 3 kids were displaced from their home. The American Red Cross has been contacted. And a fire we first word of report on yesterday morning in Yakima continued to burn throughout the evening. The Dyke fire started at around 10:30 p.m. Wednesday night and burnt around 25 acres with about 60 people fighting the fire. The Department of Natural Resources tells us the fire started roughly within 100 yards from the previous Keys Road fire about 2 weeks ago. Here's DNR reminding people that a burn ban is in effect.
It's so critical that folks respect those burn bans. When we don't respect those burn bans, not only are we endangering our neighbors, we're endangering ourselves and potentially endangering our firefighters. So the more folks can exercise caution and have an eye towards prevention and respecting those burn bans, the safer we can all be.
Now, the cause of the fire is undetermined at this time, and it's under investigation. Officials say it will continue to burn for a couple of days. As of 9:20 last night, the fire is 100% contained. And with all the celebrations, the State Fire Marshal's Office is offering fireworks safety tips for the holiday week, or the weekend, rather. The State Fire Marshal's Office revealed that more than $12 million in property damage was caused from fireworks alone in 2023 across the Evergreen State. In addition, children under 15 made up almost a quarter, of all firework-related injuries. They say you should only use legal fireworks, supervise children and pets when using them, and keep them away from your body, among others.
Check for local bans. You want to make sure, of course, if you are using fireworks, you're using them in authorized locations. If you do choose to use fireworks, we always suggest having either a bucket or a hose nearby.
Once you're done using fireworks, they ask that you dispose of them properly. They recommend soaking the used fireworks overnight after letting them cool for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then double bag them when you throw the fireworks away.
Even after we're done with our fireworks, they do still present a fire danger. It's best to make sure that you're still treating them with the same caution as you would when you're using the fireworks. There are fires that occasionally happen from used fireworks that were still hot, not properly disposed of.
You can find more information on the Washington State Patrol website by clicking Fireworks under the Fire Marshal tab. Taking place in Pasco yesterday, the Grand Ole 4th of July Parade, which kicked off the several events happening throughout the Tri-Cities. With over 100 entrants into the parade, it spanned 2 miles, tracking through downtown Pasco. From political figures to local firefighters and police, many local businesses were also in attendance, passing out candy and popsicles.
I came to support like the people that we know that were in the parade. My little cousin, my goddaughter was on one.
Maybe I will go next year. Yeah.
Following the parade, the city of Pasco hosted several other events, including a cardboard boat race, a card show, and a free fireworks show at Gisa Stadium. A community celebration for Independence Day in Benton City was complete with fireworks, and members of the Chamber of Commerce invited the Columbia Basin community to join in on the fun. Organizers tell us they started yesterday morning with a flag-raising ceremony followed by a breakfast to support Benton City's Little League. The Chamber of Commerce tells us their favorite part of the morning is the Kids Parade, where families showed their patriotic spirit all the way down 9th Street with the help of police and firefighters. An award show followed, giving trophies to some of the best in the procession.
We try to make this one just about the kids. They decorate their bikes, they bring their dogs out. Some kids ride horses. You know, it's just a fun activity for our families and just a way for, everyone to just get together and hang out. It's a family day barbecue and have fun.
You can learn more about the yearly community celebration in Benton City. Just head over to our website, KEPRTV.com. Now, Jefferson, I got to say, yesterday was not as bad as it's going to be today, temperature-wise. So good thing that all the festivities happened yesterday when it was still a little bit cooler outside.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to say a low to mid-90s as cool, but given the context of what is to come, that is exactly what we're going to be calling that. So as we take a look at what you can expect for today, it is going to be still a very warm day, but not abnormally so, as highs are into the upper 90s to low 100s. These temperatures are running just about 10 degrees above average, so it is going to be hot. I think anyone would say 90s, upper 90s and low 100s is hot, but again, it's only about 10 degrees above average. As we go later into the forecast period, when we get to around 15 to 20 degrees above average, that's when we are really going to start having some conversations about hot weather. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:08. Coming up on KEPR KIMA this morning, some state news. Some wildlife conservationists are raising the alarm over a plan to kill hundreds of thousands of barred owls. They're taking over the habitat of another owl and could push that threatened species into extinction. In about 2 minutes, we'll talk the choices that have divided wildlife advocates. But later in the show, top stories, Hurricane Beryl has re-strengthened to a Category 3 storm as it barrels toward Mexico today. Wind speeds are over 100 miles an hour, and one coast resort is expecting a direct hit. 9 people have already died from that storm. We'll share the details. And in health news, researchers have found that nearly a third of older Americans regularly take aspirin to prevent cardiovascular disease when they don't have it, something that's not recommended by doctors. We'll tell you why. Stay with us, though, because we're just getting started this morning. We'll be back in about the time it takes to brush your teeth.